What do you want most in the world? I mean in your business lives, not your personal lives right now, but in your business lives, what do you want most in the world? I have asked this question of an awful lot of business people, and it's remarkable how consistently the answers follow one theme. People over and over tend to say that what they really, really want is a sustainable competitive advantage. This is the phrase that keeps coming out. And it's pretty clear, I think, why people keep saying that. For one thing, we're in an environment where it seems like no competitive advantage is sustainable anymore. Because even the companies that seem to have ironclad competitive advantages turned out not to. I mean, everybody here can remember when Motorola ruled the world of mobile phones. And then Nokia did. And then RIM did. And now none of them do. Right? And it all happened like that. Competitive advantages and big ones that just didn't last. And I think another reason so many people say they want a sustainable competitive advantage is that in this environment that we're talking about, this incredibly uncertain environment, you feel like you better have some kind of an advantage because you need it. You need it more than ever. I mean, it is an incredibly uncertain environment we're in right now. You know, and I'm skeptical when people say that to me at first, because we all kind of flatter ourselves into thinking that our era, this moment that we are in, is the most incredibly interesting, challenging, uncertain, and difficult that there's ever been, right? But people always thought that. There is real evidence that this environment is more uncertain than any we have seen in a very long time. There is policy uncertainty. And there are actually some economists who keep an index of policy uncertainty. In case you're interested, go to policyuncertainty.com. And I'm not kidding. And you will see the index. It goes off the charts, right? Policy, and the fiscal cliff is the most recent example. It's not the only one, but certainly the most recent. It's what, 11 or 12 weeks from now, and no one has any idea what's going to happen. An election coming up in less than 3 weeks, and look, you know, if the Republicans sweep, all the relevant leaders have said they will repeal the Affordable Care Act, Obamacare. If they don't, the Supreme Court has said it's the law of the land, right? So either the largest regulation of the largest sector in the world's largest economy will continue as the law, or it'll disappear. Plan accordingly, okay? The policy uncertainty is unprecedented. At the same time, there's simply global economic uncertainty, right? Our economy is growing very, very slowly. Europe's in recession. The emerging economies are slowing way down. And we don't know where it's going to go. Because, as I said, these are not normal cyclical downturns and so forth. We certainly have no idea what's going to happen in Europe, which is, in aggregate, an economy just as big as ours. And our downturn isn't a cyclical downturn. We don't know what's going to happen. So we've got that uncertainty. And then, in a larger sense, we don't know what the big drivers of global economic growth are going to be. It used to be that we knew, right? For many years, it was actually the U.S. consumer and the Western consumer more broadly that drove the world economy. Well, look, the U.S. consumer just isn't what he and she used to be anymore. Certainly true in Europe and Japan. So it isn't the consumers. The emerging economies were driving it. Well, they're growing half as fast as they used to be. So we don't know what the big drivers are. That's uncertain too. So we've got all this incredible uncertainty combined. And that's the environment in which we have to operate. So the question is, where are you going to find your sustainable competitive advantage? How are you going to grow and win in this environment? Well, I actually think the answer is pretty clear. And I'm going to describe to you 4 things that I see the best companies and best business leaders doing to grow and win in this environment.